Yeah, not everybody.
Yeah,
can
not
live
everybody.
in my house.
You know, unless you bring it. Never mind. A lot of Americans also think that women making more money in the workplace is a good thing, but Tucker Carlson kind of said he didn't think so. Take a look.
Study after study has shown that when men make less than women, women generally don't want to marry them. Now, maybe they should want to marry them, but they don't. Over big populations, this causes a drop in marriage, a spike in out-of-wedlock births, and all the familiar disasters that inevitably follow. More drug and alcohol abuse, higher incarceration rates, fewer families formed in the next generation.
It's like, it reminds me of when they blame women for pregnancy, as if he had nothing to do with it. You know, she's pregnant because of her, not him.
There's a woman in the audience. She's like, what?
Let's take it
with
back
the orange dress
to his initial claim that women. Let's start with the fact that he says women don't want to be with men who make less than them.
Well, everybody I know, all the women I know practically all make more money than their husbands.
I'd be thrilled to make more than my husband. I will say this before we get into that topic, because I anchored a show with Tucker. I sat at a table just like I do with you ladies, and this is so different than the Tucker that I know. Anyone that's worked closely with him, like, he was so supportive of my career and wanted me to succeed. He's also a big proponent of marriage and families. That is probably the biggest thing for him. But he was always great to anyone he worked with, people of different backgrounds, immigrants. Yeah. He loved helping them out. So if you know Tucker personally, you would say he has a heart of gold.
I don't see what good that is when he's promoting this bad stuff to millions of people.
I'm just saying it goes against the person that I know.
He's just doing this for ratings and theater and
if you watch the whole clip, which I did, it was like a kind of, because I watched it a few times, it's like kind of a convoluted way of talking about big government versus small government and like the role of economics. But the messaging on this is confusing to me, because is the patriarchy in charge and men are controlling everything? Are we as women controlling everything because we're making so much money? Like, all the messages are confusing, and I didn't follow this clip at all. But I will say that it was a pleasure working with Tucker Carlson on my behalf as well.
I think that there's this idea that to keep women down that's going on in the country.
But Sonny, you said you had
another
friends.
aspect of it.
I don't know. It looked like Looney Town to me. But I will say this. He seemed real nutty to me.
But Sonny, you said you had friends that didn't want to marry men that made less than them.
I mean, I have had friends that, make a lot of money and don't necessarily want a guy that isn't ambitious and don't make a lot of money.
How can you be a feminist?
But when I did some research, what was interesting to me is that in 40% of American households, women are the primary breadwinner. That's right. And 37% out-earn their partners, and 63% in those households are single moms. Yet, in the U.S., women still make so much less money than men. Right. And so in this country, and black women earn 63 cents to every dollar a white man makes.
He doesn't want to talk
So we
about
have
that.
real problems in this country when women, single moms, are the breadwinners, yet we still are making so much less money than men.
Well, I have to tell you,
problem.
having been on both sides of this, made more and made less, that wasn't why I married somebody.
Me either.
No. It wasn't about how much money they were making.
Yeah.
I generally marry somebody if I like them. So I think this idea, you're entitled to want the person you're with, whether it's a man or a woman, to achieve their best selves. Now, what you can't do, which I've had done to is you can't be mad at that person because they are making more money than you, and you can't demean them for making more money than you. You can't blame them because you're not making as much money as she's making. You can't be pissed at her about that.
Well, their egos
that happened to you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and people fight it. Men fight it. They don't want to feel like this, but they've been raised a certain way to believe that they're supposed to be the breadwinners. And so there's all kinds of craziness out there that makes people do and say things that are really kind of questionable. So I just say, everybody, if you love somebody and want to get married, damn it, get married. If you're making some money, share with your partner. Keep your separate money, though.
But,
keep you some
Separate bank accounts is the key to everything.
He's pissed. We'll be right back.